wrestling from today in the past. It's gonna be a blast. Jonny and Harmon are the Maine Event Podcast.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that your basement is the only room that's not air conditioning?
Yeah.
That's mind-boggling to me.
It's
like 100 degrees out there. This is my only place of like sanctuary is in the basement.
Yeah, but upstairs is air conditioning. There's an air conditioner in the living room. There's an air conditioner in the bedroom.
Oh, so it's just like so your body's just not used to it.
Right.
That's what's going on. Yeah.
So
So it feels warmer.
This is a split level. It's not like a real basement where it's like completely underground. It's only half.
Oh, I gotcha. Because every time I came down today in my basement, I was like, "Oh, nice. Oh, heaven." And then I had to go back upstairs, and I was like, "No."
Boy, I'm looking at the crowd for this show right here, and I was like, "Wow."
Yeah. Limitless Wrestling, past your bedtime. That's what we're talking about tonight. We are the
DVD.
The DVD. We are the official DVD reviewers for Limitless Wrestling. Official. Ask Limitless. Ask Randy. We are. It's a thing. That is.
We had like a 6-pod rumble, and we came out on top.
It's true. That's true. You were the big man, clotheslining people over there. We all ganged up on you, and
best hot tag and pod.
That's true. The best hot tag and pod. God, we should market that. That's a great tagline. Oh my God, write that down. That's great. Anyway,
put a pin in it.
Anyway, this was actually our first, indie wrestling show. I think that you and I attended.
Yeah, I am not ashamed to admit that we completely neglected the independent scene until you bought us tickets to the show. Yeah, and it completely changed our lives.
It's true. I mean, we knew, we kind of knew some of these faces beforehand.
Yeah, only the big names, though.
Yeah, but as far as actually attending an indie show, I mean, we would watch a bunch of stuff online and, Ring of Honor for years, but not too deep on it. But no, this is great. This was a good Kickstarter to just launch. I guess this podcast, because we're part of the old podcast, we're strictly doing WWE stuff, and then this little indie promotion, Limitless Wrestling, comes our way, and we basically fall right in love with it, and so we haven't stopped since. So we hauled ass up to where was this, Orono?
Orono, yeah,
Orono, and we saw this live, and it was fantastic. Our buddy Brandon, we met up there, and he sat with us, and it was great. Seeing indie wrestling live for the first time was really.
Yeah, you were like, "Hey, I got tickets to this thing in Orono. Mike Bennett's going to be there. Veda Scott's going to be there. Lince Dorado from the 205 tournament. Yeah,
the Cruiserweight Classic, Harmon.
Cruiserweight Classic. That's what it was.
That's what it was. It feels like forever ago. I'm not going to lie. It feels like
it was like a year ago now.
It was a year ago, but it feels like it was 3 years ago. It felt so far away. But anyway, we got the DVD. We got this event on DVD, and it was fun to kind of
that. And you said that kid from Saco is going to be wrestling.
That kid from Saco.
Ace.
I think his name
Romero.
is Ace Romero. That kid from Saco. I think that's how I referred to him at first. And little did I know that he'd go on to be just absolutely superstardom in the New England area. So he's fantastic.
Known throughout the land, near and far.
Known throughout the land as AC Baby.
Going to England.
Yeah, man. Dude, it's so funny, watching this DVD. I was just thinking, the whole time on every match, I was like, man, this person has come so far over this past year. It was crazy.
Yeah, past your bedtime was September 24th, 2016.
Yeah. So just about a year ago. And yeah, I had a blast
at the end of summer.
This. Yeah. So before we get into giving the review here, let's do some quick plugs. Let's see. You guys can find us on the Podbean. Go to Maine Event Podcast .podbean.com. And you guys can find us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever you want to refer to it as. We're on Twitter at Maine Event Pod. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/Maine Event Pod. And we are the proud sponsors of Wrestlers Laboratories. One Giant Leap. It's coming up August 11th at 185 Ellery Street in Brooklyn, New York. You get your tickets at battleclubpro.com. It is the pre-show for the Battle Club Pros event, the Bounty in Kings County. And it is it's free if you buy tickets to the Bounty in Kings County. What a hell of a card it looks like. Fatal 4-way elimination match to crown the first ever Wrestlers Laboratory Nucleus champion. You got Trevor Aon, Tyler Matrix, Mr. Grimm, and Danger Kid hailing from the great state of Maine.
Not gonna lie.
Other people
pulling for Danger Kid.
What's that?
Not gonna lie, pulling for Danger Kid.
Not gonna lie. We might be
members of the media. We're supposed to be impartial. Fuck that.
No, we're rooting for Danger Kid. I am also very into Mr. Grimm, but hey, man, if this is going down, we want Danger Kid to bring that Nucleus Championship back to Maine. So don't hate us, Mr. Grimm. Don't put us in body bags.
He doesn't have one big enough for me.
It's true.
He'll never be able to carry me out of the ring.
No way. Not a chance. Let's see. Also,
I'm safe. You're fucked.
No, I'm totally fucked. Also on the card, Flip Gordon, Aiden Agro, Alexander Lee, Josh Briggs, Sully Banger, Ken Dixon, among others. It's going to be a hell of a card. So again, go to battleclubpro.com to get your tickets for the Bounty in Kings County, and then you will get into One Giant Leap for free. Let's see. Also, if we're talking Limitless Wrestling, we got to talk about Nothing Gold Can Stay, right? That's coming up.
Nothing Gold Can Stay.
Nothing Gold Can Stay. It's coming up actually when this airs. It's coming. It'll be that day. So this will air Friday. And the show is.
You could try standing in line and get a ticket if you don't have yours already because you're an idiot.
Yeah, if you don't already have tickets, you're kind of a dummy. But by all means, try or just buy them online and have them saved for you at will call. That's the easiest thing to do. But this is crazy. Speaking of AR Fox and Ace Romero, they're going to face off again in a Bring a Friend match. So AR Fox is bringing Ray Phoenix. Ace Romero is bringing Anthony Green. It's going to be a tag team match. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. Speaking of crazy, Super Crazy versus JT Dunn in a first time ever match. MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Sami Callihan. Battle of New England, Donovan Dijak versus Josh Briggs. That's going to be the ultimate stare down. I love it. 2 7-footers. Oh, Battle of the Big Men. It's going to be awesome. And, God, so many other cool matches. Anthony Henry versus Flip Gordon. I am so pumped to see that match. It's going to be great.
That's my sleeper pick right there.
For match of the night?
Yeah.
Oh, totally. It looks great. I can't wait to see those two just tear the house down. Also, you got a 6-man tag war, Tabernacle Team and Bucks Belmar versus the Maine State Posse. Maine State Posse,
Trios.
Back to being a trios with Alexander Lee. Go back a couple episodes and listen to their interview with Big Bad Harmon.
Go back even more episodes than that and listen to Josh Briggs talk about wanting to fight Donovan Dijak.
Yeah, that's true. He did say that was a dream match, and now he's getting it.
I think all of his matches have come true that he asked for on that show. I mentioned it to the Maine State Posse. I said, listen, we might be a good luck charm. Just go ahead and throw them out there and see what happens. So,
yeah.
Alexander Lee's looking for his matches against JT Dunn. He says they used to have some barn burners. He wants to do it again. So,
yep, absolutely. I'd love that. Luke Robinson versus Cam Zagami, battle of the reality stars there.
Cam Zagami's been just talking some trash on the internet. He's been doing videos and
throwing mad shade. His promo I saw today was fantastic. It was.
What was
great.
the line he used? You're like a ship in a bottle that's never seen the ocean.
Yes, it's great. And then at the end, he capped it off with, "I hope you're still tough enough." Oh, it was beautifully written, beautifully said. I'm excited.
He doesn't have to write that. He says it right off the top of his head, John. Come on.
Well, maybe. We'll have to ask him sometime. No, man, I'm excited. Also, 6-man scramble, I guess. You got Grassa versus Mr. Grimm versus Bear Bronson versus Tyler Nitro versus John Silver versus James Drake. This is gonna be nuts.
James Drake looks like a monster.
Yes, he does. The last actually the scramble that we are about to review on this, Tyler Nitro came out on top. Spoiler alert. So hopefully he can do the same thing.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So hopefully he can do the same thing here. I'm a big Tyler Nitro fan. But man, Grass is awesome. Grimm's awesome. Man, everybody in this match is awesome. So that's gonna be cool. Recently,
John Silver's awesome.
John Silver's awesome. God, everybody's good in this match. It's gonna be crazy. So anyway, yeah, that's Nothing Gold Can Stay in a nutshell. And if you're listening to this, it's Friday, so get on it. Get there. Get to the Westbrook Armory.
Wear your Main Event Pod t-shirts.
Yeah, wear your Main Event Pod. Yeah, represent. Say hi to us. We'll be there.
I've been debating what shirt I'm going to wear. If I'm going to wear our shirt or if I'm going to wear my Josh Briggs shirt.
I was wondering that too. I don't know if I'm going to wear our shirt. I don't know.
Or my Strong Style brand shirt.
I know. I have so many shirts now. Nuts.
It's tough.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to wear my shirt. I mean, I kind of want to, but I don't want to be like a mark for ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, do you see like bands like wearing their own shirts now?
Do you see wrestlers wearing their own shirts?
In WWE all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Happens all the time, of course. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So that's it. Why don't we what else we got? Anything else now? Let's get into this review. God damn it. Let's do this. Let's just go right down match by match. We can spend a little bit of time on each. It was great. It was a fun time to be there, and then watching this on this DVD, it was awesome to reminisce and got a couple glimpses of us kind of in the background there. Got a couple.
Yeah, we were a couple rows back. We weren't the front row presence that we are now.
No, definitely not. We have a presence now. Apparently,
we didn't have our own section roped off.
No. But we saw some friends, people that became friends of ours. Molly and Doug.
Doug is throughout this DVD, by the way.
Doug is all over the place
with his Maine Black Bears hockey jersey on.
Doug's the man. Yeah, so we saw Molly and Doug. We saw Megan in the crowd. I saw Kate Hartford in the crowd. It was just all these people that we've kind of come to know over this last year. I was like, holy shit, there's Kate. Oh my God, there's Megan. Oh my God, there's Molly. It was really fun to kind of
yeah, there's Kyle.
There's Kyle. Yeah, Kyle was there. It was really cool. So it's fun. But cool, man. First up, we have All Good Anthony Green versus Xavier Bell.
Now, this match happened because the people they were supposed to face, they had car trouble and weren't able to make it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely right.
I think it was originally supposed to be Hot Sauce Tracy Williams was supposed to be there and Chuck O'Neill. No.
Yeah.
Chuck Taylor.
I think Xavier Bell was supposed to take on Hot Sauce and Chuck Taylor was supposed to take on.
But card subject to change, folks.
Exactly. So they threw All Good and Xavier Bell together. I thought it was good that that All Good kept calling Xavier Bell by his real name. That was really funny. Like Brandon? Throughout the match. Like
Brandon.
Yeah, he just kept yelling out Brandon or like referring to him as Brandon like throughout the entire match. It was really
way to
funny.
Keep it kayfabe. AG.
Yeah. And again, like AG over this last year has come such a long way. I mean, he looks different. He looks bigger.
Looks way bigger now.
Yeah, he looks bigger. He's a lot less goofy, I think. Like he was really more kind of, hey, fun times like back in the day, with like jacket and stuff. And he's still fun, but it's like he's captured some gold in other promotions and he's he's teaming
in other
up with
promotions. He does have a sinister side, it seems.
Yes.
A more devious side to him.
Yeah, we've seen him in other promotions, like as a heel, which he's extremely good at. Surprisingly,
this is babyface on babyface action on this match. It's a battle of who had the cooler jacket that night.
That's true. That was announced. Dude, Xavier Bell's chops are just out of this world. And it was definitely displayed during this match. Xavier Bell's awesome. He's such a great hype man. He's great to go in the first match because the crowd gets right behind him. His entrance music is great. The crowd immediately is into it. It was a great opener. I thought it was fantastic.
No, it really set the tone for the night. It was a lot of action. They did some spots inside and outside of the ring.
Yeah.
Lots of like really close looking, super kicks and chops, and everything looked like it really sucked to be in that match. Dude, but they beat the hell out of each other, and it was great.
Yeah, it was a hard hitting match, dude. Xavier Bell's like double underhook DDT. Fuck that thing.
Yeah.
I don't even remember it when we were there live. I like jumped off my couch when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, holy shit. It looked devastating. I don't know. It was nuts, man. Top Shelf, Troy Nelson is on commentary, and that was awesome. Troy's awesome. He's so good.
He's a joy.
He is a joy to have on the microphone. One of my favorite lines that he delivers during this match is, Eric Greenleaf is only the third most homeliest referee in all of Maine, which I thought was hilarious.
And he really was that night.
He really was. A good match, really good match. AG ends up taking it. He continued his undefeated streak in Limitless.
Which is still going on, by the way.
Still going on. Like a year later,
winning.
he's still undefeated in Limitless Wrestling. He's formed a tag team with AC Baby since then called Take Me Home Tonight.
And they've been undefeated so far.
They have been. They beat the American Destroyers last time I saw them compete in a Limitless ring together. So, a good match, solid match all the way around. Like I said, great starter. Crowd was immediately into it. So, can't really say too much more about it. I thought it was fantastic. Props to both of those guys.
We go into a women's match next.
That's right.
Davienne, who was Chaotic Women's Champion at the time.
She was. And not anymore, though.
Veda Scott. Right, she's not anymore.
She's not anymore. The lovely Miss Ashley Vox holds that title. So, too bad for Davienne. But then, Chaotic Women's Champion. Davienne takes on Veda Scott. Ring of Honor vet, Veda Scott. Brian Milonas and Johnny Torres are on commentary. They're great together. Milonas, obviously, very biased.
Rooting for his protege, Davienne.
That's right. Yeah. Which is very cool. I didn't know at the time. Obviously, we didn't really know any of these people at the time. Funny tidbit about Kingpin is that we met him that night, and we became huge fans of him as a person because he was so nice to us, and we got a good interview with him that night. But yeah, Davienne is his protege, and it was a pretty good match. I thought these chicks hit pretty hard.
Davienne did a baseball slide into the corner that was brutal looking. I mean, it booted Veda Scott out of the ring. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Johnny Torres was like, safe at third.
Torres is great. I didn't hate when Davienne opened up Veda Scott's top a little to give her.
Milonas let everybody know what happened too. He's like, I think she opened up her top a little bit.
Yeah, to give her like a chop or something. I was like, well, all right, I don't hate that. We can continue that some more. That's fine with me, ladies. Dude, there's a spot. I'm sorry, go for it. What do you have?
I was gonna say there was a spot where Veda Scott had Davienne like tied up in the ropes and just kept kicking her in the chest.
Yes,
just nonstop. Yeah. And Davienne finally gets out and just one boot drops Veda Scott. That's
the exact same spot I was just going to bring up. She took a nasty bump on the apron. And
the hardest part of the ring.
It is, yes. And I don't know if she was just selling it really well or if it was like a good stinger because
it probably hurt.
Her hand kind of tensed up and she was like trying to shake it out. It looked like when you get hit like in the funny bone almost and it like shoots up your arm. Like everything looked like it was tingling and I was like, ooh, God, that looks terrible. She continued this match, right? It looked really bad. So, Jesus Christ. She does a German on Davienne that was amazing. Like, she just dumps her like on her head, which I thought was incredible. I mean, it was a picture perfect German suplex, release German suplex, and she just tosses Davienne, which I was like, whoa, holy shit. Great spot. Great power from Veda. And it was a pretty good match, man. I dug it. Veda Scott got the win over Davienne. It wasn't a title match or anything. Obviously, we're in a different promotion here, so it was just a straight up ladies match. But yeah, it was cool. Veda Scott coming through with a victory. Let's see what else we got. Mind Eraser, Mike Garasa versus the Miracle Mike Bennett, or what's he going as now? In
Mike Kenellis.
Mike Kenellis on SmackDown Live. Right. Mike Kenellis. Very nice, timely thing that we're reviewing a Mike Bennett match. He'll always be Mike Bennett to me. This whole Mike Kenellis thing is a little hokey and cheesy, I think, on SmackDown. But it was really cool to see Mike Bennett live. He's huge. Like, he's just shredded in this match. His like traps are gigantic. I was just like, good God. And his gear is dope as hell too. Like, he was sporting the gold. Some great promos before the match, just bashing the drive to Bangor or Orono. It was great. It's really funny. He calls the fans a bunch of Trump supporters. He was fantastic. It was cool to see him. What did you think of Bennett?
Yeah, his promo was great, talking about like how he drove for like 3 hours and then realized he still had like another hour to go.
Right. Yeah, and he's like, I just drove 6 hours in Maine. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he thought, oh, cool, I'm in Maine. I'm almost there. Nope. 3 more hours to go.
Yeah, I like that instantly the crowd starts chanting, "Where's Maria?" It's pretty good. And he had a great response for it, like saying, she asked where I was going, and I said, I'm going to Maine. Do you want to come? And she said, not a chance, or something. It was really good. Bennett's great. I can see why he eventually got signed by WWE. He's really good on the mic. He's a great worker. Him and Grassa put on a really good match. And Mike Grassa, another guy that's come just gotten leaps and bounds better than what he was on this DVD. Like, you watch Mike Grassa now, and he's not as hesitant as he was on this DVD. He's just so much more fluent, and he's just like, he comes out with like really cool moves. His offense is really innovative now. Not to say that this was a bad match by any means. I thought it was a really good match, but it's just like, you can see if you watch Mike Grassa, like if you watch him this Friday at Limitless, and then go back and watch this DVD, you're like, oh my God, like, he's so much better now. It's crazy how great he's gotten in the last year. So, and his gimmick is just so cool too. Like, just the crazy guy from Butler Hospital, the basement of Butler Hospital or whatever. Very cool.
Yeah, and he goes over in this match too, doesn't he?
Mike Bennett wins. Oh. Yeah. Bennett, he rolls him up, I think, and like holds the ropes, and he gets the win. He cheats to win, like a true heel.
Well, he did shit all over Maine, so
that's true. And then he rolls outside and he celebrates right next to Kate Hartford, like literally,
like on her,
right, like on her. He's like celebrating to listener of the show and friend of the podcast, Kate Hartford. So so that was pretty cool. I liked Mike Bennett there. It was a good time, and there's a time later on in this night where I leaned over to our buddy Brandon, who is from the area, and I made it sound like I was going to ask him like how far away it is, or how far away like a Dunkin' Donuts is or something, and I was like, hey, how far away is Mike Bennett right now? Because like, you didn't see Mike Bennett for the rest of the night after that match. So, nope. And he was long gone. He did not stick around to meet anybody. He was just gone. He had a long drive back, it seemed, and he was just out the door. So,
On his way back to Rhode Island.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. It happens. So, anyway, moving on. We've got Troy Nelson versus. Yeah, what's up?
Troy Nelson challenge match versus the White Delight, Scotty Wild.
The White Delight.
This match, we had been there, beforehand, and we had seen the wrestlers walk around, and we kept looking at this guy in a bathrobe that had, like jewels stuck to it, and we're like, who is that guy? And he's walking around like he's drunk, and we're like, either that guy's hammered or he's got the best gimmick here. He's like looking all dopey-eyed, holding up his 8x10s. And like he came through the curtain first before everybody and came out like, oh, I wasn't supposed to be here. I'll go back. This is about to start though. And we were like, who is this man? Well, that man was top shelf Troy Nelson. This was our introduction to the greatness that is top shelf Troy Nelson. Yeah,
we immediately became fans. And then later on, I'd like to say that we became friends. So very cool gimmick. We instantly fell in love. And, and we saw Scott Wild before the show as well. Him and Mecca kind of walking around. And then we see them in the ring later. And we're like, holy shit. That was Scott Wild. Very cool.
They're wrestlers.
but they're good people too. Top Shelf has a great promo before the match starts. Brings up Jeremy Leary, brings up Skyler, talking some mad shit.
Right, he was in the middle of a feud with Leary at the time.
Yeah, that's right. One thing I kind of knew, but it kind of I kind of realized, I guess, is that Scott Wild is really fucking good. Like, he's a really good wrestler. I haven't really seen him much lately. I don't know where he's wrestling. I know he hasn't really been wrestling in Limitless or really up here very much lately, but I'd like to see him again. Watching back this match, I was like, man, he is just really, really good and really slick in the ring. And I know he's been doing it for a while, and so he should be this good, but he really is good. And we had him on the podcast, the old podcast, a while ago, like shortly after this DVD, or shortly after this event happened. But he's a good guy, man. I like Scott, and Mecca is a great heel manager. I thought, I don't know. What'd you think?
I thought it was hilarious when they did a collar and elbow tie up, and Top Shelf came out on top, and he stops, goes outside the ring, gets the microphone, and tells everybody that's his first successful collar and elbow tie up.
Yeah. I know, right? Jeez, it was great. You hear commentary, but somebody they kind of stopped and they were like, oh God, what does he need a mic? And then it was that, and I was like, that's perfect. That's the best. So, so Top Shelf gets his first singles win in Limitless Wrestling. He wins with a roll up.
Wrestling, yeah, he won with wrestling.
Yeah, it's funny his gimmick, is
he doesn't look like he'd be as flexible as he is. He's like rubber.
He is like rubber, but like his gimmick is so funny because it's like he's drunk, but he can like.
He's made
like
him super
savant.
loose.
Yeah, but he's like this wrestling savant where he can still wrestle really good even though he's drunk. It's like a drunken master kind of a thing going on. And Troy's just the best. So on his way out, he steals Mecca's jacket.
Right.
He calls out Jeremy Leary again. One more for good measure.
The dog.
But yeah. So yeah. That's about it, man. I thought it was a fun comedic match.
Up until this point in the night, it was probably my favorite match. Was it the best match of the night? No, but it was like the first time I'd seen comedy wrestling like that in person, and it was great.
Yeah, it was very cool. I will agree. It was probably my favorite thing that I saw that night. One of my favorites, but up until that point, definitely my favorite thing that I saw that night. Let's see. Up next, last match, I think before the intermission, is we've got Flip Gordon versus Lince Dorado. And Lince Dorado's like last indie match before he went on to WWE full time.
Right. It was after he'd appeared on the Cruiserweight Classic, but like the day before he was supposed to be on TV. So
right. So that was pretty cool. Like they did the Classic. We kind of got to know him through that. And then, so that was kind of like a big draw for them, which is really cool that they were able to pull in Lince for his last indie match before WWE. And it was a great match. And then you pair him with Flip, who, this was a year ago, but we kind of all knew that Flip was going to, he was going to do something.
He was going to move on and do some bigger things.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
no way he couldn't.
Yeah. And since then he's in Ring of Honor. He's got some cool stuff going on with the Bullet Club. I don't know what the plan is for him with that, but it's really fun to watch, like the online skits and stuff. So
this match was really good. I think it could have been better if the ropes had been a little tighter, because we were there and the ropes were so loose, it seemed.
Yeah, they're a little loose. They were giving Flip some issues. I feel like he wanted to do some more stuff, but he didn't trust them as much.
You can watch him jump onto the ropes, and like the second rope goes all the way to the bottom. It's like, ugh.
Yeah,
you can't get a lot of spring off that.
Yeah. To start out, this match has a lot of mat-based like grappling, which is really cool because it just shows that some of these guys, like like all these like old-timey wrestling legends and stuff, which I love, but a lot of their gripes and their bitchiness is all like, oh, just people do a bunch of flippy shit nowadays. It's like, well, not really. I mean, you take a match like this, and the first quarter of this match is all like chain wrestling, like mat grappling. And it's great. It shows that these guys can do way more than just
it's wrist locks, hammer locks, headlocks. It's
they're not just like diving off the top rope without a story to be told. It's they're going through the motions, and they're telling you a story of it's a back and forth, and they're grappling, and it was really fun to kind of see that. And that's just one thing that I thought of while going back and watching this DVD. It just shows you how like well-rounded these guys are, both of them, and it's a reason why Lince is now in WWE, and it's a reason why Flip is in Ring of Honor. I think if they were just one-trick ponies and were just doing flippy shit all the time, they wouldn't be in the spots that they are, but they could all obviously do it all. So Veda is on commentary with Anthony Green, and Veda is really good at commentary. I don't know if she does commentary anywhere else. I'm sure she dabbles, in promotions like this, but she's really good at commentary. She was like move after move, just like throwing out really diverse names of moves. I was like, this is crazy. I don't even know what that is. Like, but she does. It's great. So, all of AG's commentaries, all of his references are like 1990s WWE superstar moves. Did you notice that?
Yes.
He's like the Owen Hart Insaguri. I was like, okay, it's just an Insaguri. Like, you don't really need to give it the Owen Hart namesake, but relax, AG.
That'll come along in one of the next matches, just giving a name to something, that which we do.
Yes. Lince ends up winning, and he gives a great speech after.
He really puts over Flip. He puts over independent wrestling in general. He puts over the crowd. I mean, he was.
Yeah, it's a nice send off before he takes off to WWE full time. So it was very cool. I don't know if I'm getting it right, but over Flip is he says something along the lines like, "I'm sure I'll see you where I ended up going," or something like that. So he kind of knew that.
Yeah, I'll see you where I am soon enough, for something like that.
So he kind of sees the talent in Flip and knows that he's gonna. It's only up for him. So.
Right.
But yeah, let's see.
Then we had an intermission.
And
the intermission is not on the DVD. They leave that out for you.
If it was, though, you would have seen me gushing over Lince Dorado and then gushing over.
Right. We talked to Lince for a while, and he was super cool.
Yeah, great guy.
We talked with Flip Gordon also. He was super cool.
Flip. Yeah. We talked with Brian Milonas a little bit more. It's cool. And then, like we said, he was like the nicest guy. He was amazing. So jolly and just super. And, we talked to him before the show started, and then we talked to him a little bit more.
I got an 8x10.
You got an 8x10.
I didn't get an 8x10 until after the show, but.
Oh, right. But, and then his match comes on. And,
to come back from the intermission, which everybody's, selling stuff, and Brick and Bad were really like trying to guilt trip me into buying something. Like, but we have to get gas money to get home. And I was like, nope.
They really? That's funny.
Oh yeah.
That's
and but Milonas gets in the ring and he says, you know what? This is the first time I've come to Maine and none of you guys bought any of my stuff.
Yeah, his pre-match promo is absolute gold. He is such a pro. He's been doing this for 15 years, and you can tell that his mic skills are just top notch. He's talking about how nobody's buying his merch, and he's basically just blasting Maine. And somebody threw like $1 bill at him, I think, and he said like, I'll shove this up your nose. Like, he's just interacting with the crowd. He's just being an absolute badass, which was much to our surprise because we're like, what happened to that really nice guy that we met? Because he's
the guy who showed up and said hello to everybody and shook everybody's hand and was just the consummate professional and the nicest guy in the ring was all of a sudden the biggest dink you ever met.
Oh my God, I know. The Kingpin character is so good. Brian's still like the nicest guy outside the ring, but his in the ring character is so amazing. But so he takes on Flex Rumble Crunch. We also spoke to Flex before this match. Another just such a nice guy. I think that's like one thing, like one reason why we really fell in love with indie wrestling around here and Limitless in general. And with, this group of guys is like, they were just so welcoming and nice to us.
This is what I was telling Crockett the other day.
I mean, if we would have gone up there and like got kind of shut out or, and just like, whatever, like, what are these guys, a podcast? Who cares? They're not in the business kind of a deal.
Right. Which they could have done because we weren't.
Yeah, we weren't. We were just like a couple dudes like wanting to get some interviews and hang out and doing this podcast thing. And yeah, they could have easily shut us out, but they didn't. They're the nicest guys. And that's why we kept coming back, is because it's fun to be a part of and it's fun to talk to these people. It's fun to be a fan and get to talk to people of some that do the thing that you love so much. So very cool. But this match, Milonas versus Flex, was really, really, really good. The storytelling in this match was really good. The pace of it was really good. It was
Flex Rumble Crunch, member of the Devastation Corporation.
Yeah, recently retired. Flex
recently
Rumble Crunch.
retired, which makes me sad.
He retired. He retired over this past year.
And he retired his beard at the same time. It was horrific.
Yes, I know. But no, new dad, been in the business for a while and hung up the boots. So, I mean, I think we've said it before when he actually did retire, but, we definitely wish Flex all the luck in the world and just,
I think he said he wants to coach football, so hopefully he gets to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, this match is great. Flex is super agile for a guy his size. And his arsenal is really cool. Like, the shoulder block, like from not just like the top rope, but he kind of walks the ropes a little bit and kind of slingshots himself, a little more extra oomph. And he does that shoulder block.
But Milonas played the big guy so perfectly in this match. Things would rock him, but not put him down. And then, he'd come back and just level Flex, just tear his head off, and he'd get in his offense for a while. And it was perfect heel wrestling.
Yep.
I think we said at the time, this was like the most professional looking match of the entire night.
Yeah, it was very much like big man wrestling, 1990s
tall, too.
WWF.
Flex is like what, 6'3", 6'4"?
Oh yeah, Flex is a big dude.
He's a
Yeah,
big guy.
absolutely. But like,
Milonas
I like what you just said about how they really worked the story of like how Flex like can't knock him down. You think he's almost got Milonas down, and then Milonas comes back and like kind of stops his momentum, and then when Flex does eventually get him off his feet, it's such a big deal. Like that's such classic. I mean, just pro wrestling in general. But when I think of that style, I think of like 90s WWF, where I'm thinking like guys like Vader, guys like Yokozuna, guys like
right. And like the first time he gets him off his feet, he spends a little too much time, celebrating it and pays for it and has to eat a bunch more of Milonas' offense before he gets another shot.
Right.
But it was great.
Really great match. You can tell that these guys have been doing it for a while. They've worked with each other a ton. And they just put on a great match. It was probably, like you said, it was the most professional looking match. Like if somebody were to come, a scout or somebody like from WWE were to come and watch all these matches, they would say like, this match is something that we would air on TV. Like this is what we were to air. Like that.
Right.
This is
when you watch this DVD, tell me if there's a more professional looking match than this one.
Right. And, and not like, I mean, like the flip Lince match was so good, but it was very indie wrestling. It was a lot of flips. There was a lot of quick chain stuff. A lot of super kicks. Like it wasn't like your WWE style match where it told like a really great story. This match did that. This match was really, really good. Probably my favorite match of the night. But anyway, Flex ends up taking the victory after hitting him with just like everything but the kitchen sink. I mean, he hit him with that shoulder block. He did a discus lariat, 2 spears to finally put out Kingpin Brian Milonas. Great match all around. Super great match.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Loved it.
And then another one of my favorite matches on this card was the 5-way elimination match. It was Tyler Nitro with Mike Gamble versus Connor Murphy versus Johnny Torres versus Sully Banger versus Scotty Slade. I have so much to say about this match. I cannot say enough good things about this match. But what did you think? I want to hear what you think first. What do you think of this match?
The 5-man elimination match?
Yeah.
I was really interested to watch Tyler Nitro because we had talked with Randy beforehand, and he said this is a guy to look out for.
Yeah.
Everybody else in this match, I kind of didn't know who it was. Sully Banger, I had met outside, and I was like, oh, okay, that's who that is. And Scotty Slade, we had talked to a little bit beforehand. Just like right off the bat, I thought Tyler Nitro looks like $1 million. He's obviously, like the top guy in this match. And then the other guy started coming out, and I was like, I don't know, there's something about Sully Banger, the guy's kind of gritty and fun. And then Scotty Slade, he's the veteran here, really. I mean, been around for 12 years or something like that.
Yeah, he definitely was the ring general in this match. He was kind of keeping it together. One thing I loved about this match is that it was a 5-way elimination match, and these types of matches can get really crazy, and they can get really chaotic, and the wheels can come off pretty fast if people aren't in the right spots and the timing is off. That never happened in this match at all. Like it was like pretty tight. You know what I mean? Like people were in the right spots. People were hitting moves one after the other. And it just went really smooth. First thing, Sully's music, I think is amazing. Just to kind of go back, Sully's music is amazing. I didn't catch it at the time, but I think the second time I saw him in Limitless Wrestling, I noticed it. And then when we had him on the podcast, I asked him about it. But I think it's called Seer by Witch, or maybe vice versa. Witch by the band Seer. It's one of those. But it's really
Seer by Witch.
It's Seer by Witch, right? Yeah. It's on my Spotify. It's really fucking good. I love it. Connor's entrance gear is so cool with like the Deathstroke mask and his shillelagh, and was like plays the whole Irish thing perfectly.
Johnny Torres looked like an absolute madman. He was so little.
And
he's got that like crazy soul patch, and he's just like yanking on it, and he's bald and screaming.
It's like a smaller, like way smaller Jim the Anvil Neidhart kind of a thing. He could just easily do that Neidhart thing, but with the beard. But Nitro, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Nitro played just a jerk heel. Sully would just yell out "Sully," in between moves.
I love, and that's like, we didn't know it at the time, but that's like his thing. And we were just like, wow, what is this guy? This guy just keeps yelling his name.
And he kept doing a stinger splash in the corner. We just kept calling it the Sully Splash.
Sully Splash, yeah. Kicking it back to Nitro for a minute. This was the first and only time that I saw Tyler Nitro as a really good, full-fledged, like, cocky heel. I think after that time, every other time I ever saw Tyler Nitro, he was kind of working his way towards a babyface thing. I know, like, shortly after that, Cam Zagami came in, and he got teamed up with Cam Zagami, and maybe Cam is such a loudmouth that he kind of either overshadowed Nitro or something happened. But Nitro, I thought, was perfect in this match. He was like stealing pinfalls and cocky and abrasive to everybody.
He was using his outside hitman, his hired thug, Mike Gamble, to great effect. And Mike Gamble, he laid some clotheslines on some guys outside the ring.
Right, but do you agree with me though that like he was like a really good heel in this match, and then
he was,
and then after this, like, we didn't really see that from Tyler at all. He kind of was crawling.
He seemed more soft spoken after this. He wasn't
soft spoken, more like kind of creeping more towards a face turn eventually. Even in tag team matches with Zagami, where they were supposed to be the heels, Zagami was like the super loud, outspoken heel, and Tyler was just kind of, he was soft spoken still. It wasn't really as abrasive as Cam was. So I don't know. I really liked Tyler in this match. Like I said, he's stealing pinfalls. He's cheating to win. I thought he played a heel really, really well here. Top Shelf's on commentary again. Brings up Muhammad Hassan from WWE, like from a couple years ago when they all powerbomb Tyler Nitro outside the ring. I thought that was a funny reference. Mad props to Top Shelf for that reference. Good stuff, my man. Torres for an elimination, and then Nitro pins Sully after Connor does the dirty work and hits his finisher. Like, Nitro is just stealing pins left and right. So we got all these like eliminations in this elimination match. Scotty Slade gets one. He pins Connor Murphy. And then it's down to Nitro and Slade. And
I felt like Scotty Slade was like in control of this the whole time.
Oh, like, yeah. I mean, that's why I said he's like the ring
was going to happen without Scotty Slade having a say in it,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. This was fun fact. This was Scotty Slade's first match in Maine. I think in 5 years since then. Wow. We've seen him since, but yeah. So that was a nice, it was a great performance for his return to Maine. But he did come up a little short. Nitro in the end ends up giving him a low blow behind the ref's back. The ref is being distracted by Gamble, and Nitro gets the win. And then Nitro is like taunting the fans after, and going back to him just being a badass heel, he's like taunting the fans like with DX kind of suck it gestures and like,
he was a dink. He was a dink. Yeah,
I was like, man, they should have really rolled with that. I mean, he can he can, because I think after I saw him, I was like, oh, maybe he just can't do it. Maybe he just can't cut it. And as a heel, and he's like just naturally a face. But going back, I'm glad that we are reviewing this, because going back, I can watch this and I can see it, and I go, man, no, he was really good as a heel, and I think he should do that more. I mean, I know he's got some stuff going on with Cam. He just did I'm assuming the face turn, because Cam really turned his back on him recently in Limitless. But
we'll find out this Friday in the six-man scramble.
Six-man scramble, yeah, we'll see. So, and Cam Zagami will be there, like we said, take on Luke Robinson. So maybe Nitro gets involved. It'd be wise if he did. So, yeah, that's about it. Anything else from you on this match?
Nope. No, I thought it was a good introduction to a lot of these guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Just throw them all at us. So very cool. Up next, we got a tag team match: Brick and Bad versus the Maine State Posse. So Brick and Bad, consisting of Christian Casanova and Brick Mastone. Maine State Posse, consisting of Danger Kid and Aiden Agro. Great tag match. Really good tag match.
Yeah.
I thought Christian Casanova was really, really smooth.
Yeah.
Really slick in the ring.
Like, I don't remember noticing him being that great when we watched him that time, but watching it on film, the guy is slick.
Super good. Like, everything he does, his movements are really smooth, and he's just like anticipating his next move. It's just, he's great, man. He's really good. I wish he would come up to Maine more often. I know
he's only been up a couple times. I mean,
yeah, he wrestles in New England quite a bit, but he doesn't really get up here too much. So, another fun fact: Maine State Posse. This was their first tag team match in Maine. They'd wrestled as a tag outside of Maine before this, and then they had a feud, obviously going on with Alexander Lee. But this was their first tag match in Maine, and this is kind of the beginning of Danger Kid and Agro's formation.
Right,
here.
and this was the beginning of Alexander Lee's hiatus.
Yes, it was. But now they're back as a trio, so everything is perfect in the world.
They've mended fences.
Yeah. Maine State Posse's variety of super kicks are really fun. Like, I think Danger Kid, like,
high, low,
yeah,
to the midsection, to the knee.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Danger Kid kind of like does that fake, and then gets him in the knee, when they go to block the face. And then, of course, Agro's got like the cartwheel into the super kick. They're just fun. They're fun. They have a really fun indie style wrestling, indie style wrestling moves, like a ton of super kicks. They're super fun to watch. I love MSP, obviously.
These guys are working on moves nonstop. Like, when they're just hanging out, they'll like stop and just start thinking of moves. Like, I was hanging out with them at the Locker Master Festival, and we just walked down to make sure like the ring was all set or whatever. And they both stopped and like started doing moves like on the bare wood. Like, just they were like, hey, check this out. Like, what do you think of this? And they were just like spitballing moves all the time. They're just constantly thinking about how to be the best tag team around.
Oh, absolutely. And like, whenever there's a training seminar, like beforehand, who is it this time at Limitless? I can't remember. It's not Sammy Callahan, is it? Somebody.
I'm not sure.
Before Limitless shows, usually like, I know Ethan Page has done one. Lince Dorado did one for this event. They do a clinic for professional wrestlers. And these guys are always there.
Ricochet's done them. Ethan Page has
Ricochet
done them.
did one, yeah. And, you just see these guys. You see Danger Kid and Aiden Agro, like, at these. They're just constantly trying to be the best tag team around. And so, I don't know, man. I think they're great. I think this match was really fun. Brick Mastone is a guy we haven't really talked about in this match, but Brick's awesome. Like, he's a guy who, since this match this past year, he fought Cody Rhodes. I mean, that's insane. Like,
right.
You're not just like a nobody. If you get to fight Cody Rhodes,
he changed
like,
gimmicks for a while.
Yeah, he changed gimmicks for a little while with the Big Daddy Beluga thing, which I thought was fun and silly. But I think he's back to the Brick Stone thing, correct?
I do too.
Yeah.
He's back to being Baby Rusev.
Yes, yeah. At one point, this crowd is chanting Baby Rusev. He seemed to like it, seemed to eat it up. It's fine. He wasn't offended by it, but Brick's a good guy. Let's see. Brick and Bad end up taking this match. So MSP loses in their hometown, which is unfortunate. But then afterwards, even worse. Torres and Wild come storming down and they just beat the shit out of MSP. And they cut a pretty, I remember it being a pretty good promo with there. On the DVD, you can't really pick it up too well. The audio is a little wonky on the DVD from the mic, but I remember it being pretty good. Just them saying that they've been around and they're not getting opportunities. And Torres talking about, I can't remember what match it was, but the crowd chanting like one more time when he was like getting the shit kicked out of him, and basically the crowd turning their backs on him, and basically just sour grapes from Torres and Wild. And Mecca's there too, complaining that she hasn't had a match in forever and that she's not getting booked, and they're challenging MSP to a match, at the next Limitless. And Mecca says, "Book it, Randy," which I have said many times, which I love saying, "Book it, Randy." It's a very catchy thing to say. If I hear if I think of a match or somebody mentions a match that's just awesome, or even if it's just like outlandish and not even possible, I will sarcastically say, "Book it, Randy." And I don't even know if I stole it from Mecca, but it's something that I say every once in a while. But
then Randy gets up and gets the mic and he tears them a new one.
Oh yeah, Randy grabs a mic and he spits straight fire back at him. So that was pretty cool. Really cool. At the time, like, I didn't really know how involved Randy was in that stuff, in storylines or anything like that. And for the most part, he's really not. I mean, he gets on the mic every once in a while and thanks the fans and says some things, but this was intense. He was swearing, and he was calling Scotty Wilde out for not capitalizing on opportunities, saying that he doesn't deserve shit, and that he's being a little whiny bitch. And it was crazy, man. It was great. It was the closest thing that I saw that night to being like a non-kayfabe thing. And then
like a straight shoot,
I was like, man, what's happening?
Randy looked really, really pissed.
Yeah, I was like, is this off script? What's happening here? And of course, it's not, but you're just like, man, these guys are really good. Like, because if they can get you to question it, So.
Then we had the main event.
The main event. AR Fox versus Ace Romero. Anything goes. This was an anything goes match.
They brought weapons.
Oh my God. AR Fox comes out with like a trash can full of weapons and a fucking Guitar Hero.
Guitar, yeah.
God. Oh my God.
And Ace did not come out with any weapons.
No,
AR Fox brought all the weapons.
Yeah, Ace is a weapon. He's fine. That Guitar Hero guitar, though, was probably not the best idea for Fox, because he ended up picking that thing out of his teeth later. Yeah, he took that thing right over the head. So
yeah, he took a lot of things right over the head.
Yeah, this match was insane. I mean, their most recent match with the fans bringing weapons match was so over the top. But this match was, I think, just right. It had the right amount of weapons. It had the right amount of like athleticism. I mean, God, AR Fox is so freaking athletic.
He will use his body as a weapon. He will jump off anything, flip off anything in order to kill his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, just the spots alone that this guy does, like in this match, are insane. Like at one point, Ace is laying on a ladder and AR just like runs up the post and just like it just doesn't flip and lands on him on a ladder. I was like, God damn it.
He does like a sliced bread on the wall.
Yeah, he runs up the side of the wall and does a sliced bread number 2. It was nuts.
Sorry for that. I just coughed out loud. That's
very
right. Unprofessional.
Yeah, unprofessional. Don't you have like a button there?
I do. I just completely forgot about it.
Yeah, it's all good. This match is so intense. It's making you cough. It was a crazy match, man.
Yeah, they beat the snot out of each other.
Yeah. One thing I thought was funny on this though is I don't know who's on commentary. I can't remember who it was, but they're saying that AR is on Lucha Underground, but it hadn't aired yet, like on Lucha Underground at all. And we kind of know that because we actually interviewed AR Fox that night, and he specifically asked us to not ask him any Lucha Underground stuff because he can't talk about it because it hadn't aired yet. And we're like, oh, okay, we can stay away from Lucha Underground stuff.
Pretty sure he like already filmed like all of season 3. So
yeah, exactly. Like it was already filmed. It just hadn't aired. And he was telling us like all this stuff about it. And then he was like, oh, we can't mention any of that on the air. We're like, oh, okay, that's fine. But no, he was awesome to talk to. What a good dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. This match was so fucking crazy. It's like one of those matches that
AR Fox, he's a different kind of dude. He spends zero time trying to sell you his merch.
Yep.
He doesn't sell 8x10s. I don't even know if he comes out and talks to the fans. Like at the last show, he came out and was just like hanging out. But the guy, he just prepares. He just thinks about wrestling.
Yeah.
Like before the match, everybody else is selling their shit. He's out back stretching, just getting loose, getting ready. He doesn't want to hurt himself. He wrestles, 7 days a week.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to get hurt.
Yeah. And then I mean, after the show, he comes out and takes pictures and hangs out with people. Maybe not so much this last one that we saw him at because he was like his back was bleeding like crazy. But
I think I got a picture of him. I was like, Fox, just stop. Let me take a picture of your back. It's disgusting.
Oh God. But no, I remember after this show, like he was taking pictures with people, and that's a guy that just got hit in the head with a Guitar Hero, guitar, and he's just like out there, like, and that was the thing too. We had this interview lined up with him, and we're like, oh man, are we gonna do this interview? Because I don't know, that was like a hard shot, and he basically went to war with Ace. Like, I don't know, man, if he's gonna want to do this, and I would have been totally fine if he was like, nah, I can't do it because, my head is ringing, like I would have been totally fine.
But no, he gave us like a half an hour interview outside, like in the cold.
Yeah, the guy was amazing. Let's see. AR takes the win. AR Fox beats the then undefeated Ace Romero in Limitless Wrestling. So he gives Ace his only loss in Limitless Wrestling, still to this date. Only loss. And their feud will just never die. They have like we said, they have a match coming up at Nothing Gold Can Stay. Since then, they fought again at what was it called? The last one. I can't remember the name of it, but where they did a Fans Bring the Weapons match, and it was absolutely brutal.
Oh yeah.
This feud will never die. I think this thing just needs to be chronicled, like big time. When this is all said and done, this will be
it'll be its own DVD box set.
Absolutely. Definitely. It takes AR like everything to beat Ace, though. He had to do 2 450 splashes. The first pin attempt was a little shady. I don't know if Gleets was in the right position or not, but he claimed that Ace's arm was under the ropes. So basically, Fox had to do another 450 splash and get him away from the ropes a little bit for the pin. But it took all that to put AC Baby away and send AC home with this first.
And then, like the crazy person that he is, he immediately says, let's do this again.
Oh, I know. He gets a chair and sits down and says, hey, Ace, we're 1-1. So we got to do a tiebreaker here. And Ace, of course, accepts. And that was the Fans Bring the Weapons match. That's what led to that, which Ace Romero won. So Ace is up on him. He won the trilogy, but now they're going to go at it in tag team competition. And this will be a best of whatever. This will be like a best
first of 21.
First of 21 sounds good to me. So, but cool. So that was pretty much
But
it.
they fought everywhere now. They fought CZW.
God,
They fought, everywhere.
They're fighting all over the place. All over the place. It's a great match. I mean, if you're a promotion and you want to have a hellacious match, these two guys are going to put on a show. So let's see. That's it, man. That's past your bedtime. Harmon, what was your match of the night? What did you like the most out of this?
My match of the night, God. I think the Milonas, the Kingpin Flex match was the most professional. I think for like entertainment value, it had to have been the Ace Romero AR Fox match. It was just so crazy.
It was great, right? It's crazy.
Fox was nuts.
Yeah. I'm gonna say again, I agree with you with the Milonas Flex match, most professional looking, which was something that we were used to. Like that was kind of match that we were used to watching, on TV. But I really liked the 5-way elimination match. I liked the story of Tyler Nitro, like stealing victories. You could clearly see that they were trying to portray him as the bad boy, the heel, the snake, getting those victories. And Slade being like, the veteran making his return, trying to get this win. I thought that was my favorite match of the night. It was really entertaining. I like when there's a lot of chaos, but it all comes together and it's a tight match. So, man, I don't know. This is a great pickup. If anybody wants to purchase this, they can go to limitlesswrestling.com, buy this DVD. It's a great DVD. All their DVDs are pretty awesome. We're going to be reviewing most of them next time. I think we're gonna do this probably next month, or maybe the month after. Well, let's shoot for next month. We're gonna be reviewing Limitless Wrestling, the best of Limitless Wrestling. Got some pretty crazy matches on there. Zack Sabre Jr., Chris Hero, a bunch of Ace Romero. Some AR, I believe Ace and AR Fox's first matchup is on there. A bunch of really great stuff, but we're going to be basically doing
a Fox Dijak match on there too, or
I think Ace Romero Dijak is on there. I think.
Okay.
Don't hold me to that, but I think. But we are going to be doing kind of like a viewing party. So we're going to be doing like a live Facebook stream. We don't have all the details worked out yet. We'll be inviting a bunch of people to the event. It'll basically just be like Harmon and myself, and then hopefully a few others watching it. And we're going to be streaming it live, and we can interact with you guys via Facebook. You guys can watch along with us and comment, and we'll reply to it. And then it'll be part of our episode for the week. So keep an ear out for the details on that. But let's see. I have it here. It is Donovan Dijak versus Ace Romero. Oh, and Donovan Dijak versus AR Fox. Yeah, absolutely. Both of those are on there. Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Best of Volume 1. Cool. So that's coming up probably next month. And that's about it, man. Anything else for tonight from Big Bad Harmon, BBH?
No, I'm good on this, man. I'm just looking at my girlfriend wants to go on a vacation to Florida, and
okay,
it's in the Panhandle. I'm like, well, that's only a few hours, 6-hour drive or so to New Orleans. I said, why don't we do this in April?
Yeah, now you're talking. Now you are talking.
It's like there's a wrestling show happening.
Yeah, just a small wrestling show.
Yeah, the greatest show on earth.
Yeah, so they say. Oh, man. Let's see. Harmon, you want to tell the folks about Teespring?
Teespring.com. You can check out our Facebook page. There's a link on our Facebook page to get to our Teespring store. We've got plenty of designs up there. We've got the original T-shirt. We've got tank tops. We've got ladies' tank tops. We've got ladies' T-shirts. We've got kids' clothing, kids' hoodies. Adult hoodies now are available. They're all very reasonably priced. Just check out the Facebook page and follow the link because it's very convoluted on how to get there. It seems.
Yes, it is. Yeah, please don't read out the URL again. That is
no. Oh man, it's horrible.
It's bad. Yeah. Anyway, I want to give a quick shout out to Pat Light, professional baseball player, interacted with us the other night on Instagram because our last episode we talked about professional athletes who we thought could make it in professional wrestling, and he commented and he said
Not him.
that he definitely could not, and then so we just kind of struck up a little conversation with him, and at some point he may or may not come on the podcast. He's got to brush up on his wrestling. He said he's kind of just getting back into it, but that's very cool. Major League Baseball pitcher for the Seattle Mariners, formerly of the Red Sox, Boston Red Sox, New England guy. I think originally from New Jersey, but he played for the Sox. So
New Jersey,
but no, former Red Sox. So always welcome. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Pat. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks for following us on Instagram. And let's see what else. Harmon, where are you at on social media?
I'm at Harmon316.
Perfect.
On the Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm at Johnny Fashion on Twitter. You guys can follow the show's Twitter at Maine Event Pod. We're also on Instagram at Maine Event Pod, and on Facebook, facebook.com/Maine Event Pod. Big shout out to Follow the Fox, Sarah Cole and Dylan McCarthy. Hi guys, thank you so much for the intro and outro music. You guys are the best. Follow the Fox is a band out in Denver, Colorado, and they're freaking awesome. Follow them on the internet. followthefoxband.com, and on Facebook, facebook.com/followthefoxband. And if you're ever in the Denver, Colorado area, look them up. Go find out where they're playing. They're playing in town all over. So go check them out. That's about it, man. What do you think? Calling it a night?
I am.
Cool. Me too. All right. Well, Harmon, thanks for joining me and talking Limitless Wrestling past your bedtime. I will see you on Friday. Actually, it will be Friday. I'll see you tonight at the show. Hey! All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for listening, you main eventers. Later.
Bye.
Talking about wrestling from today in the past. It's gonna be a blast. Jonny and Harmon are the Maine Event Podcast.